Hello guys and welcome back to the CPC channel and to the sets of the week. First of all, I have to say I am a bit under the weather, so I hope my voice isn't that bad and I hope I don't cough that much. So let's just hop right into this week's sets of the week. This time around I also made a top 3 with an honorable mention alongside it. And a bit like similar to last week, the sets in this week are not that heated, and because people are still, it's early season, it's early Gen 7, people are still a bit trying out the teams, just using some more standard sets that they think work, and they don't dive that much into some heat and some more creative sets, because most of the time they are also a bit risky to run. So that's just a heads up for you guys. Probably later on in the season we will have some more creativity, there will be some more heat, and there will be some great sets, I believe. But just let's get right into the honorable mention for this week. So the honorable mention for this week goes to Tone, coach of the Clawitzers, and his Milotic. His Milotic was just a fairly standard EV spread with max HP, max defense. But the nice thing about his Milotic was it was a modest nature. It had a flame orb, and if you look at moves, it had some nice tech moves. So what was this? Why the flame orb? First of all, the flame orb was to take a spec secret sword from Keldeo a bit better. This was one of his Keldeo answers. Can take 2 Focus Blasts unfortunately, but it can take the secret swords. He ran modest alongside some tech moves. Why? Because HP Electric did a nice number to Keldeo, breaks the substitutes, and Dragon Pulse the same, but then for the Q in black, which could otherwise completely wall this mon. I thought this was a nice bring on his part. The Flame Orb, you don't see that often. With Burn now nerfed this season, it's a bit more viable. And also the HP Electric and the Dragon Pulse coverage, I found a really nice, a real nice bring for him. So here you have an example in the match itself. Keldeo's in, he goes out to this Milotic. It had taken some chip damage, but even at 60%, this Secret Sword only does 98%. It's not a boosting item Keldeo, so keep that in mind, but still, he can easily recover up on this, and then he can go from there. I believe now it gets encored, so it has to switch out, and it was just an example of showing that it could easily take the Keldeo's hits. Unfortunately, the encore LXM was a nice bring, and that hurt him a bit. But I think the other time it comes in, it's just as it comes in once. It just comes in as kind of a sack. So that's it for the Milotic. Then onto our real top 3. So on number 3 we have a set that is the Drapion by 812. Go to the Delibirds. So first of all, it's always really nice to see Drapion in here, because it's my mascot, and in league format it hasn't done that much that I know of. But there is definitely some cool things you can do with Drapion. I think the most notable thing people have seen from it is the Acupressure set from Super Blah in the GBA. Yeah, that was just sheer luck, but this wasn't. He ran the Black Sludge to get some recovery. He ran max attack, Adamant Nature with special defense investment, with Substitute, Sword Stance, Poison Jab, and Brick Break. This was to set up on some mons of his opponent's team, most notably the Amoonguss. It can really nicely wall the Amoonguss, and Sub Sword Stance just then kind of sweeps through his team with the Poison Jab plus Brick Break coverage. Brick Break is for mons like the Tyranitar. So here's also an example of the match. And in this match, he tries to set up on the Amoonguss, as I mentioned. So around here he goes. Firstly, he pivots out into his Drudico. Wait, no, it's a little bit later on. There's one moment where he is able to start setting up a bit. Yeah, So here we are, turn 29, he goes out into his Drapion on the Mungus, takes a Giga Drain with ease, only 16%, takes some recovery, then goes for the substitute. Unfortunately for him, Amungus reveals the HP ground, which was a great bring on it. It also helped with the Magna Zone, and it was able to do over the 25%, so it could not freely set up on it, but it was still good with after Swords and can still two-shot Amungus, shows the break, and this could have potentially gone another kill. Mega Aggron might have been a bit weakened, but and it might outspeed the Reanitor, but the Reanitor comes in, reveals that it's scarfed and it's able to take out Drapion. So it was a really nice set, and it could definitely have really worked out nicely for him. But his opponent, Wimar, just had some nice prep in the HP ground Mungus and the Scarf Detour that helped him deal with it. So also props to his opponent. Then on number 2, as I said, yeah, the sets might not be that heat. You will also see that with the number 1 and 2, but just for the number 2, I thought this is a really interesting set, and also it's a new one, so it's also interesting to show that to you. So that is Alolan Golem. So the Alolan Golem this week, brought by Techno, coach of the Pentarians. It was an offensive Golem with max attack, element nature, lefties to just get some recovery, almost max HP, a little bit of special attack investment and some speed. And you might wonder, okay, he has 45 base speed, 55 base special attack. Why does he do that? But if you look at its ability, it's Magnet Pull. Magnet Pull traps in steel types. So his opponent has a Fortress, Magnet Pull, and then he has the Fire Blast. So with that special attack investment, it ensures a one shot on the Fortress. With Magnet Pull, it's able to trap it in. With some speed investment, it's able to outspeed some. It's able to speed creep mons like the Fortress too. Then Stone Edge, just some really strong coverage option, and Stealth Rocks just to set him up. And then Brick Break as like the only fighting step it gets. But I thought this was definitely a really nice bring on his part. And here I will show you how it did in the match. So turn 5, Fortress is in. He goes. Fortress comes in. Then he goes out into his Alolan. First, rocks are getting up. He's just scouting the damage if it's potentially Sash or something. Then he goes Golem, but unfortunately there is Volt Switch, so the Fortress isn't trapped. But later on you will see around here, Fortress comes in, gyros on the Komoro, and the Golem comes back in. As you can see, Gyro Ball does really nothing, and the Fortress is trapped. So Turbo could potentially have played around this, but yeah, so he didn't. And now the Golem is able to get up rocks, and is also able to get a Fire Blast off, because I think he doesn't really expected it, because he could still switch out with the Volt Switch. He did take a lot of damage due to it, and then as you can see here in the next few turns, he does Volt Switch out. Aromatisse comes in, but as you can see, it takes a Stone Edge. With a crit, it does really a lot, but even without a crit, it would have been a 2-shot. And Aromatisse isn't able to heal up on this monster. And Aromatisse also goes clean down. It does get a lot of damage in because its special defense is not that great, so it's in revenge range for sure, as now it will also be revenged by the Latios, but it has put Aromatisse down. It has like Fortress is only a sack at this point. It has gotten up rocks. It has done really a lot for his team. So yeah, that's why it's on number 2 on this list. Then our number 1 is from a match we've already seen, and also a coach we've already seen in this top 3, and that is by A12 again. And now this time around it's his Magna Zone set. This Magna Zone set has a lot of potential. Why? It's also Magnet Pull to trap at the steel types. It's max HP, max defense with an Air Balloon, and Air Balloon Magnet Rush ensures that it can Magnet Rise up on the Mega Aggron, immune to the Earthquake. Heavy Slam doesn't do really that much, and then it has Substitute. Heavy Slam can't even break the Substitute, and then Charge Beam and HP Ground. With Charge Beam, he's able to set up. With HP Ground, he can really do some damage to certain mons like the Mega Aggron, like the Magneton. So that's basically the set. If this can work, I think it will do really great. I thought this was a really cool bring on his part. It has been brought in the past by, I believe this was the same kind of set, with the Subcharge Beam was brought by many brawlers last season in the MPL, and Magnet Rise plus Air Balloon is also a set you see once in a while. So, but you can see it here in the match that here it comes in on the Mega Aggron, and you will see how it plans out. So he goes for Rock Polish as it was in. Okay, he thinks okay, I'm fine. But then he reveals the Fire Punch, and he magnetizes up, but you realize okay, this isn't really going to work. Let me just get some chip damage with HP ground and switch out, and yeah, it didn't work basically. So what happened here? So there was a lot of creativity, and that's also why I put it number 1. Like the other entries and the other sets of this week were more on the safe side. This was like really creative, and there may be a few factors that explain why this set didn't work. It might be that the Magnet Rise Air Balloon set was expected. That might be a reason to put Fire Punch on. As I saw from A12's team, there was not really another reason to put Fire Punch on. There might have been another reason. Maybe some people helped Weimar that potentially knew a bit of A12's playstyle or A12's team. I don't know what exactly happened. It was great for Weimar because he really avoided the big threat, but still I thought the prep of A12 was definitely worthwhile and was definitely I thought it definitely deserved the number 1 spot for this week compared to what I have seen compared to the other kind of creative sets that there were this week. So yeah, that's all for me guys this week, and I will see you next week with hopefully more creative sets and just overall good content. But I will see you guys next week. Bye.